Hello!
What's good, Joey D?
Hey, JKap 415, how are we doing?
I'm doing great. Bazooka Joe 615.
The two-time world champion, JKap!
Can he go? JKap, no!
Cap off the
We talked about his clutch factor, and there it is, JKap with the 1 versus 3.
JKap, alrighty then.
I missed you, brother. It's great to see your face again.
11 years now, Cap. We're getting a little up there now.
It's scary. We met 2010, was MW2 Nats, and we were little children back then, so it's been a long road.
Let's get into it a little bit. Let's talk about how you transitioned from player to coach.
Evil Geniuses versus E-United. It all starts right now.
You kind of had an up and up, right, with that last stint with EG. I know Champs was a couple of maps away, and who knows what happens there.
Sensitive topic.
But going into MW, you find yourself one of the last roster spots kind of filled with OGLA, and then things from there kind of dissolved.
Big change to this OpTic Gaming roster.
JKap is out, right? We sort of figured he was going to be the one.
Did you think that was going to happen that fast?
You know how it is. As we've gotten older, you lose the passion we once had. And then I think that team in that game, because that game was just so different than literally every other Call of Duty ever played, it was stressful for me and it was very frustrating. And I think that was like the final straw for my playing career.
Obviously, our team's performance has been unacceptable, and we need to get a lot better. Going to the Florida event, we're going to be playing Chino for JKap in the starting lineup.
As soon as I got benched, I was like, the natural reaction, I was pissed off, I was upset about it. But after like a week or two on the bench, I was like, this is a lot less stressful. I kind of enjoy not beating myself up every day about playing and being better. And, it just made sense at that point. I kind of knew within a few weeks of me being benched that was probably the end of my playing days.
Yeah, it happens fast, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it happens really quick.
Very quick.
If there aren't any more great players, I'll train some myself.
Obviously, the next step for you was coaching. Was LA Thieves always the #1 choice for you to coach?
Well, originally, LA Thieves wasn't in the league. We were still OGLA. There was rumors about the org being bought out, but we didn't know by who. We didn't know what was going on. So I actually was talking to Seattle a little bit about that coaching spot, and then every team kind of just kept their coaches from last year. So this OGLA mystery buyout spot, whatever it was like my only opportunity. So I was just kind of waiting to see what it was, and then it ended up being LA Thieves, and I was like, all right, good roster, good guys to work with. So it was literally just the perfect situation for me.
Day by day, take us through a week of JKap in coaching LA Thieves.
After a week of the stage, Monday's day off typically. Tuesday, you get back into scrims, 2 normal respawn scrims, that's what everyone does. Wednesday, I like to get some search practice versus teams from the other division. Thursday will just be, if you have a match, you'll get a nice warm-up scrim beforehand. And then the day you don't have a match, whether it's Thursday or Friday, I like to warm a team up because every team has to do their part in making sure everyone gets a warm-up. Otherwise, you're going to get screwed eventually, so it's just kind of fair. Everyone's on the same page, and that's a good agreement for the league as a whole. The weekend's just more of the same. The night before every match, I just get the team. What are we feeling good on? What are they good on? What are they bad at? What are we bad at? Figure out what maps we kind of expect to play for the match tomorrow.
All right, Cap, so you're in the middle of the match. You speak to your players in between maps. What's that like for you?
Match starts. I can listen to them call out, which I hate because it's just stressful. I'd much rather just watch the results, even though it's a little delayed. I usually just talk to Eric and then our analyst, Brandon, as the match is going. We're just constantly stressing, constantly anxious about everything going on. Once the map ends, we go back to TeamSpeak. Win or lose, we're just like, all right, good work. Because a lot of time I will go in there and like, oh, how do we lose this hill, man? I'm like, all right, it doesn't matter. It's over. Can't change it. We'll talk about it tomorrow, but it's done for now. Focus on second map. The biggest thing in it is just making sure your players are in the right mindset for the next map.
Obviously, now, like coaching, everything is kind of out of your hands. You can prepare these guys, but is that the tough part about it? Or is there something else?
No, that's by far the toughest part about it. We can talk about all the right stuff in practice. I can say all the right things. I'm not saying I am, but I can. I could be saying all the right things, but then come match time, if we don't do it, we don't do it. And I have no control over that. I'm just sitting there like pulling my hair out and just like, oh my God, we've talked about this situation a million times. Are we gonna get it right?
The thought is that I could do this. I'm gonna put myself in.
Dude, every time stuff's going wrong, I was like, listen, I may not be shooting as straight as all these guys, but like, I'm confident I'll go to the right spots.
All right, I gotta know though, okay? What is JKap's go-to line? If someone's pissing you off, Cap, I want to know. What are you telling them? Don't worry about swearing. I'm sure they can blur it out.
I'm not sure it's appropriate for a public interview. I'm not sure I can repeat it here. At the very least, I'll start with, you idiot. Like, what are you doing? Like, wake up.
One of the teams that we have seen in COD previously, they're back in business, and I'm not just talking about hoodie sales. We need to take a closer look at LA Thieves.
All right, so the LA Thieves roster now, the big three there was Kenny, TJ, and Slasher. In your mind, was that always going to be the core? Was there any doubt or question of that?
I mean, it was always the plan to keep that as the core three, you know. I mean, if you go back to even Black Ops 4, you know, those three players were very good, very successful. So in my head, I'm like, all right, 44. There's no reason it won't work in this game. There's no reason we won't be a top 4 team minimum. And you know, we actually started off pretty good early on, like the early days of practice, but then once we got going and you know, things just progressively got worse. We weren't making progress, we were just regressing.
I don't think they're worried about it because the lines is 25-12. Thieves are getting pooed on.
That's when, you know, it became time for a change, but it was never the plan to make a change to that 3.
Now Hook is on the squad. I mean, what in the hell? Absolute monster on the map added to this squad.
We have a new LA Thieves roster, so how is that dynamic playing out?
Kenny's definitely the more vocal one. He's definitely filled more of the leadership role. I think in our team discussions, it's mainly me and Kenny.
Oh, what the to the comp? They all were spawning B. I mean, they're all spawning A. So you go L wall? But they're all spawning A. We say we're not spawning A. Get the comp. Get the comp. Get the comp. Get the comp. Somebody get the comp. Get the comp.
He's the voice behind the team right now. Absolutely. Even if you pay attention to listenings, he's just talking a mile a minute. Always giving his opinion. If something happens in the game that he doesn't like, the second the map ends, he's like, What was that? What were we doing in this situation?
Okay, what happened at the end of the game? Because I actually want to know. Were we just solo challenging this guy?
He'll let you know about it, and he's filling that role very well so far.
A big thing is obviously with Austin, you won a world championship with him.
Team Envious are your 2016 Call of Duty World League champions.
You trust Slasher. I know you're good friends with him. We both are, but these difficult situations come up as a coach where you're like, hey, something needs to change. What was that like? Did you learn from it? Because usually you're dealing with that as a player.
Well, I think previously I'll say with Tempa and Slasher, all 4, counting myself, 5 hard-headed people involved. Conversations would go in circles for legitimately 30, 45 minutes about something that was basically irrelevant. And I'm not exaggerating that, unfortunately. By the end of stage 2 with Slasher, we were probably looking like the worst team. The way I said it was like, we weren't in last place, but if there was a power rankings going into that stage 2 major, we were probably 12th for most people. Like, we were bad. And we said, hey, we could try to do something with this major. We have to try a drastic change. When me and Eric, we called Austin together. When we did it, we just got straight into it. We just told him straight up, like, hey, we're not gonna beat around the bush because there's no point. Like, I'm not gonna ask him how he's doing because he doesn't want to, no one wants to deal with that small talk crap. I kind of explained the full thought process. Like, we were just at a point where if we're the worst team in the league, we got to try something different. I mean, I know how much it hurts. So, like, especially having to go through that with Austin was tough. I haven't talked to him since, if I'm being honest. I don't think he likes me very much right now, but at the end of the day, you have to remember you have to do what's best for the team. You know, you got to do what's best for the organization. Ultimately, we think we made the right move. I feel good about it in that sense, but like, person to person, Austin's a good friend of mine. I feel horrible for him. Like I said, it was tough, but ultimately too many voices at the same time can be a big problem, as I've learned now.
Drazah, what was that? Welcome to the COD League.
You know, looking at new talent, because new talent in the Call of Duty League has just been on the rise. Everybody's taking that risk, really, ever since Simp, aBeZy, you name it. How do you know who is next?
The realization I've had now, I think it's easier to accept now that I've retired from playing, but these 18, 19-year-old kids are getting on playing Call of Duty 8 hours a day because they love playing Call of Duty, which I think we can both relate to. We loved playing Call of Duty that much back when we were 18, 19. I think that's the big reason why you're seeing these kids coming in and having so much success in the Pro League, because they're just having fun. They just love Call of Duty, man. And when you're that passionate about it, it's It's easy to be, well, not easy, but makes it easier to be the best when you're having fun doing what you're doing.
Thieves, they are the real deal.
All right, Cap, it's awesome to see the rosters finally coming together. Everybody seems happy, moving forward. What are maybe short-term goals for the team, long-term goals? I know Nade wants a championship. For you and the squad, though, what are you guys wanting to do?
Obviously, we want to win. I think we're at the point where we believe we can win. I just want to be at that point to start where we're top 3, top 4 every tournament, where we're going into these matches against Atlanta, against OpTic, against Toronto, whoever it is, and people know that we can win. You know what I mean? We're not going to win every one. That's how it goes. You know, you'll lose sometimes, but that's my goal, is to just be in that conversation with all the other tier 1 teams.
Looking back in time, one thing you would change about your career? One decision you would maybe do differently?
I have 2. Black Ops 4 champs and IW champs. There's a single play from both of those tournaments that haunt me. Black Ops 4 champs was the Arsenal hardpoint against United. I should have flooded old. Dylan called me off.
EG's spawning out. They're trying to rally back in. United can get it to a map 5 here. There's no contest. And United with the comeback.
IW champs on the uplink in the first series. I tried to score too quick rather than playing for a kill. Losses the game at the end.
JKap with overdrive for the last second heroics. He tries to pass it, it won't happen. JKap sneaks past him, and he it goes high. JKap chokes the shot.
Those are the 2 things that haunt me. The only 2 things from my career that I think about randomly. It's like,
They keep you up at night? Yeah.
damn, what was I doing? Like, that was stupid as hell.
What type of coach, Nameless, do you think JKap is going to be? But more importantly, what type of coach do you think he needs to be for his team?
I'm just curious if he has any sort of envy or looks up to any coaches in particular in the league right now, currently.
Sure, I'll ask him. I think I know his answer, but I got this one.
Absolutely not.
Okay, there we go. Where do you see coaching going? Like, is this kind of your career moving forward? Like, are you happy doing this?
It's the same thing I said to my parents when I was playing. I'm just gonna do it until I don't like it or until it fails, and we'll see what happens next. You know, esports is such a new industry. I don't think anyone really has a set career path in esports. You just kind of take it as you go and see what happens. So here we are. We'll see what happens next.
It's been working. We're both here 11, 12 years later. I don't know. They just keep hiring us. I'm not sure why, but here we are.
Keep giving us jobs. I can't complain.
All right, that's going to do it here from JKap and myself. I hope you enjoyed the listen. Cap, it's been a while since I see it, but I think in a couple of weeks' time now, I'm going to be out there.
Oh.
And we can get some chocolate bash, maybe some ice cream, maybe some froyo.
Can't wait. Some brews for the squad. Can't wait.
Thanks for hanging out with me today. We'll talk to you guys soon.